Today I'm going to be talking about what kind of assessments my host teacher has in her classroom and if I would have the same assessments when I have my own classroom. My host teacher uses multiple choice as one of her assessments, and this is where there's one question but has a multiple choice of answers. There's many answers to one question, but there is only one answer that is correct. So the students have various options to see which ones they think is correct. And I've seen her use this during her math time, since she passed them out and explained to the students that they had to show their work or circle what answer they think was best for that question. Another assessment that my host teacher has for the students is short answer questions, and I remember what she used was she gave them a small passage that they had to read, and then underneath they had questions. Those questions, she asked the students if they can write one sentence answers, although if they did have room to aim for two, but for right now, one is fine with her. And she mentioned to me that she has them do one, since if you look at the example that I have above, there's only 2 lines as to where the students can write in, and they are in first grade, so their handwriting is really big. They make their letters really big and huge. And she says that, as of right now, she's not looking as to how their handwriting is, but she is teaching them capitalization and punctuation. So she needs to make sure that the students know that in the beginning of the sentence, it needs to be capitalized. The first word needs to be capitalized. And other names in the sentence, if they decide to put a person's name, it also needs to be capitalized. And punctuation, if there's a comma needed or at the end of the sentence, they need to have a period on there. And I think that's why she uses something like this that I have, since I've seen her use it in other words and in like other examples that she has something like this. This last assessment that I've observed when I went to go see my host teacher do was fill in the blanks. I know that she uses this for science, since science is very difficult for most of her students. And she mentioned that this is just an easier way for them to learn, since they're giving the definitions, but they have to find out what word is missing from it. And I know that fill in the blank, you're giving a sentence and there's one word that's missing and you have to try and figure out what that word is. Usually in the bottom, you can't see my whole example, I think, that I have above. They give you a word bank, and those words are words that she practices a lot with the students to make sure they memorize it. They have like these little flashcards that she gives them, and they always practice them and get the definition. So when they're given this assessment, they already know from the back of their hand what to expect when they're taking it, since they're just looking for their definition. These were some of the assessments that my host teacher has around her classroom. And me personally, I feel like when I get my own classroom, I would do the same assessments, because I know that she uses this usually after she tries to explain something to the students, especially when she does a lesson based on something that they're learning on, especially with the capitalization and punctuation. Short answered questions would be really best for the students, and multiple choice, just to make them think and see the variety of other answers that would be given. I know you can guess a lot in those, but I feel like they're still beneficial since they're less scary for students. And fill in the blank is really great, I think, and I would totally use it. And I just want my students to be able to succeed, and by starting off with these small assessments, I think they can really learn a lot from and gain more information, and I am able to help them, since I can see their little progress in when I keep giving them these assessments, since they know what to do and they know how to answer them. So I think I would use the same assessments that my host teacher uses, since there's something that would, me personally, know that would help the students a lot.